The Sports Scouting Report with Lee Burkeen, brought to you by Harvey Autos in Shreveport, Bossier City, the name you've trusted for years. Geico, the insurance savings you expect. Supreme Chevrolet, expect more from Supreme Automotive Group and Gonzalez. Total Car Care, tire shop and automotive repair in Baton Rouge. Bollinger Shipyards, 75 years of delivering high-quality vessels. Here's your host, Lee Burkeen.
Hi everyone, Lee Burkeen with the Sports Scouting Report podcast. We're at Madison Prep High School. Really glad to be here. We're going to interview the head basketball coach today, Jeffrey Jones. We're also going to interview the head football coach, Landry Williams. We're going to interview some top players here for basketball and football. We're going to start with a football player, Tony Lewis, who's a running back, plays a little DB when they need him there. He's a senior, sleeper running back for college recruiting. But we're going to have a lot of good stuff today. We're here at Madison Prep High School in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We'll be right back.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
Welcome back. Lee Burkeen with the Sports Scouting Report podcast. Look, go to our website, lafootballmagazine.com. We preview Madison Prep football team for the season. So a lot of the kids that you're going to meet today are in the preview for the football team. They do very well here. Mid-2000s started the program here in football and basketball. We're going to show those banners during the show. A lot of state championships in basketball. There's a state championship in football. But without waiting any longer, I want to introduce our first guest, who's a football player. Tony Lewis. Tony, thank you for joining us, man. I've seen you play before. You didn't know that, but I've been to games where you started as a junior at least.
Yes, sir.
Very powerful for a smaller running back.
Yes, sir.
Where do you get your power from, Tony?
I just really think it's my mentality, since I'm a smaller back, I bring that fire and that dog every play to, establish my ground.
What do you think of the Chargers helmets? I mean, y'all look like the San Diego Chargers with that little emblem on the helmet. Look, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, but, the Charger is, it stands for resilience.
There you go.
Yeah, we had to come play mean and angry at all times.
You've got a lot of history in your family. And I was talking to you about, did your dad play ball? I always ask kids that. Because there's kids who, some of their dads did play ball back in the day. But you told me your dad played at Moss Point, Mississippi.
Yes, sir.
And you said he was born in '74, so he's a little younger than me. And I was mentioning Benedict Franklin, who went to LSU,
Right.
Alcindor Jackson, and there was a third player that played at LSU. But your dad was a teammate, Brian Lewis.
Yes, sir.
Won a state championship at Moss
Yes,
Point.
sir. Multiple.
And you know a lot about that. Tell everybody about the talks you've had with your dad about Moss Point.
Yeah, he basically gave me the rundown as they was one of the most dominant teams in the state. They came in, they had a couple guys that went, pro. Some of the guys went pro, some of the guys went, other routes, but all around it was a very well-rounded team with great coaching.
Your dad came out during that Deion Sanders era.
Yeah.
Terrell Buckley came out of the coast that same era.
Yeah. That same little era.
Your dad played against him.
Yeah.
Pascagoula, I believe.
Yeah.
Tony, you're 5'8", 175, 180 pounds, can run 4.55. You look faster on the field. What do you want to do in college? Schools in mind? You said you grew up like in LSU.
Yeah, I grew up like
Jackson State.
Yeah, all those. I want to basically, go HBCU route, try to build that name up, because everyone in that doesn't go Power 5 doesn't mean they're not ballers, but
Right.
I just want to be one of those guys to change the narrative of everything.
You watch a lot of college football on the weekends?
Yes, sir. I watch a lot of college football.
What are the games you're going to watch coming up? I know Michigan, Ohio State in a couple of weeks.
I always like to watch Michigan, the Michigans, the Alabamas, the Ohio States, the LSUs. Sometimes I might cut on, some Colorado, see what Coach Prime talking about.
A little Texas too, maybe,
Yes,
a little Oklahoma. I like watching USC a little bit. I like the quarterback at USC.
Caleb Williams.
Kelly, he's unbelievable.
Yeah.
What do you need to work on?
I would say I need to work on being more vocal. I'm really, pretty much a laid-back guy. I try to, lead by example. But as this year went by, I understand that I have to be more vocal for my younger guys, because I'm not, I'm not the younger guy.
Senior.
Yeah, I'm a senior now, so I've been trying to be more vocal for the guys and just establish that relationship, that brotherhood that we need.
Tony, there's a lot of tradition here, obviously basketball, but football too.
Yes, sir.
You got Wiggins at LSU at DN. You got Major Burns at starting safety at LSU. You got Burns' brother at U High, Tony.
All right.
What do you think of all the tradition? And then you got Malcolm Roach with the Saints.
I really just think like when we first come in as freshmen, the older guys already established a standard for us that we, have to fall in line with. Either you like it or you don't. So that's what pretty much goes on here. So
You got Chris at ULL, great quarterback,
Right.
who's starting for the Cajuns. Chris won a state championship here at Madison Prep in football. Anything you'd like to say before we go, Tony, about anybody you want to thank? Any kudos, anybody that you want to?
First of all, I want to thank God, and I want to thank my mom and my dad for everything they do. They sacrifice almost their whole life for me, so it'll be a shame if I didn't go out there and perform at my best.
Good to see you, Tony.
Good to see you too.
Good luck for the rest of the season.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Tony Lewis, running back, Madison Prep class of 224, senior.
Yes,
Offer him a scholarship. He's one of the better DB running backs. And he can play DB if needed. Very tough kid, runs between the tackles. Like I said, faster than even his 4.55 time here at Madison Prep. We're going to come back. We're going to have another senior football player we're going to interview. And then we're going to interview a basketball player here at Madison Prep who's considering Southern and Tulane and some other schools. And then the coaches. We'll interview the basketball coach here and also the football coach at Madison Prep. We'll be right back.
Supreme Chevrolet. Expect more from Supreme Automotive Group and Gonzalez.
Welcome back. Landry King with the Sports Scouting Report podcast. Be sure to hit the free subscribe button, and also I want to thank Geico for being a big supporter of what we do at Recruits of the Week. You met one of the top running backs in Baton Rouge. I think Tony Lewis has been a big-time player for Coach Landry Williams here at Madison Prep. We're at Madison Prep. We're going to show the banners, all the girls' championships in basketball, boys, and also football. A lot of tradition here at Madison Prep in Baton Rouge. And the next kid we're going to talk to is a sleeper recruit like Tony. Has played a lot of linebacker, played a little nose guard, he told me, early in his career. And I remember seeing that, number 44, Jonathan Prophet. Jonathan, you're a linebacker for recruiting.
Yes, sir.
But, you're a team player. So, Coach, when he said play nose guard, what'd you tell him?
Hey, just put me there. I'm gonna make a play. I'm trying to make a play, Coach.
Let me help.
For the team.
Let me help. What were you weighing at that time?
Probably like 225, because it was a big move for me. But I put the weight on during the season, trying to play the best role I can. Bigger piece for my team, because I know my coaches, they look down on me. They need me to make a play for the team.
Jonathan, you were probably a problem for some O-linemen too, because you were quick.
Yeah.
So now you're 235.
235.
6'1".
6'1".
All of 6'1", and linebacker. You could play Mike. You played outside.
Outside, inside.
4.79, 40.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can hit that. And then, what do you think about college? You told me Michigan. You like Michigan?
Yes, sir.
You're
Oregon.
You're a fan of Alabama.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You said that wouldn't be popular, but hey,
Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide.
So, you like him as a coach, right?
Yes, sir.
I like Saban. I mean, he won a championship at LSU, and if he came back in 5 years, I don't think he can. It'd be almost 80, but I think they'd take him back as if he never left. If he,
maybe I should take that in. If you like it, I love it.
There you go. Jonathan, what are some hobbies? We asked Tony what he likes, and his dad played at Moss Point. You said your uncle
Yes, sir. He played
went to McKinley.
Yeah, basketball, big basketball. He also played QB, but he was a little undersized, so he continued with the football, but at one point he had to stop. Now he coach at Durham out there.
Okay, well, what's his name?
Kyrie Carroll.
Kyrie Carroll, okay. You ever had a little one-on-one in basketball with your uncle?
Yeah, well,
who
they didn't
won?
go well.
No, you lost?
Keep that on the low.
Is he tall?
Yeah, he's very tall. He's like 6'5", my uncle.
6'5"?
And I said Durham, Desterham.
Desterham. Oh, okay, Desterham High School.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, they got some good players this year.
Yes,
Covens is committed to LSU, and some. They got a kid committed to Tulane. They got a kid committed to Cincinnati.
Yes, sir.
We did a show at Desterham over the summer.
Yeah, you
interviewed
should have seen him. He just started coaching last year. Just started coaching last year.
What do you like about linebacker?
It's really, I play linebacker, but it's really just a patience game when you move up to that middle backer. Down from me used to always playing D-line, going up to linebacker. It's a different timing thing. You got to read your blocks slower. Everything move a little slower at linebacker. So.
Well, Landry Williams knows this, but when I was watching Madison Prep in the beginning, They had Malcolm Roach.
Yes, sir.
People look at Malcolm Roach and look at the Saints and go, well, he's a D tackle. What, Madison Prep? He was a DN.
Yeah.
And he was a linebacker like
Yes,
you.
Sir. Yes, sir.
And did you know he was 240 when he started out?
Yes, I do. Kyle, my big brother went here, so I actually
So you know.
Yeah, I really know.
So now he's like 310. But it's your size.
Yeah, my size. I mean,
You
if
might
got
end
the
up
heart to play.
yeah.
You got the heart to play. You play with all your might. You play with your heart, and big things can happen for you. And
So
that's what happened for him.
You can end up being a DN, Mike, outside.
Whatever the coaches need, baby.
So if the dream happened and you got the dream offer, who would that be?
Probably Alabama.
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 Now, if Nick wasn't there anymore, would it be different?
Yes, it definitely would be different. Probably one of the HBCUs, FAMU. I've been looking in the FAMU,
Okay.
getting my film to
Okay.
those coaches, trying to get my film to those coaches. So, yeah, probably a HBCU.
College major, it says anthropology. Or-
Big fan of Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones.
Me too, man.
Yes, sir.
I didn't see the new movie yet. Did you?
I did see it. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but it's good.
It's good?
It's good.
Harrison Ford at 80 years old. International business.
Yes, sir.
So
Really into growing up, you got to have a plan after. I got to have a plan after high school. So
Okay.
I feel like business is a big thing for me. I do my research. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, all those things. You got to
Okay.
look into it. So I do a lot of reading, trying to get on my business. Really just trying to be prepared after things, because things happen. You got to have your plan B. It's best to be prepared.
Jonathan Prophet, this guy knows what he's doing, man. He's got it real prepared. And Lawrence Taylor, he said, is a guy that you've always looked up. You're old school.
Yes, sir. I'm in love with the old school ballers, just because now the game is changing, not as as hardcore as it usually be. And those guys who really brought their their rugged and pain to the game, who brought their heart to the game, I'm really in love with, infatuated with that stuff.
Jonathan, good luck to you, man. I'm going to enjoy. I know you're going to be playing college ball somewhere.
Yes, sir.
Like you and Tony, y'all going to go somewhere.
Yes, sir.
Jonathan Prophet, class of 225, linebacker, could end up being a DN linebacker. Wherever you need him, can run. Tough kid, smart, knows where he's going with everything like Tony. We'll be right back, hopefully with our basketball prospect from Madison Prep. They always have a big-time player. We'll be right back.
Total Car Care, tire shop and automotive repair in Baton Rouge.
Welcome back. Lieber King with the Sports Scouting Report podcast here at Madison Prep High School. We're in the gym, and we don't see it on the show, but you'll see it when the show's done, all the banners and all the championships here for boys and girls basketball. It's one of the top programs in the state of Louisiana, one of the top programs in the United States for high school basketball. You hear Oak Hill Academy in Virginia, Crenshaw in California, Texas has got a bunch of them in Dallas and Houston. Louisiana, you got Peabody, you got this program at Madison Prep, you got Scotlandville, you got Newman, you got Catholic Highs coming around.
Yes, sir.
Am I right about some of that?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Josh Smith, thanks for joining us.
Nice to meet you.
Look, man, you've had a great career at Madison Prep,
Yes,
point
sir.
guard.
Yes, sir.
You've been ranked as high as the #1 player in the state in your group,
Yes, sir.
and you stay in that top 10 ranking. What is it like to play at Madison Prep, where there's always going to be college coaches watching you guys play every year?
I mean, it's an honor just playing in front of, showing my talents, just having that on my back, having the charge on my chest, knowing that people just coming to me each and every day. So it's just an honor to do so.
Jarrell Martin played here, went to LSU, high draft pick in the NBA. Is in Europe. Coach told me I'm gonna ask him that when we interview your coach. Brandon Sampson was a great player at LSU and here. There's been many players, and you got a chance to be the next one. You're 6'2" point guard. Tell everybody about your game. Every point guard's different. Some handle the ball really well. Some are three-point shooters. There's the Iversons, and then there's the guys that can drive and dunk. You like full court? You like half court? What are you as a point guard?
I'm more like just all around. I feel like I could do everything equal. Like I can get around the rim. I finish more like my shots and stuff. I could shoot the ball when I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Like that's raps. And when I get in transition, it's very good.
What's your spot on the court to shoot? Everybody's got a spot. Free throw line?
I like getting to the rim.
The rim?
I like getting to
You like driving?
and stuff, yeah.
What's the key to handling the ball? And how old do you think a kid needs to start playing basketball to be able to own that ball in your hand, like be able to move around with it, no problem?
Really, I just feel like people got different grinds. Like you could start late and you could pop out that, but most people like to just handle the ball and do what you gotta do. It's all about studying it in game. So I feel like if you put your work in, it don't matter anytime where you start, you could be great at it.
What do you think on fast break when you got a one-on-one and someone's guarding you and he's 6'8"? How do you handle that? Or 6'2"? Trying to finish. It's just natural instincts take over.
I don't care how tall you is. I'm gonna go at you.
You get around?
Yes, sir.
You ever had some breakaway dunks?
A lot. A lot.
6'2", that's impressive.
Yes, sir.
How do you like Tulane? You said Southern's talking to you. You like Tulane too?
Yes, sir. I like Southern a lot. They talking to me. It's just another way, like feel like home. So just creating a bond with the coaches and the players, it just feel good there.
Josh, how do you like the recruiting process in basketball? It's always a year-round thing. I know you had some injuries, you recover now, but showcase, and you've showcased, not showcased, but do you like the way the basketball recruiting's set up, or would you like to see it change at all?
I'm cool with it. I mean, like I said, it's just people got different grinds. I feel like if it's gonna be meant for me, I just gotta put the effort in to work, and it's gonna be there for me.
What programs do you respect really a lot in basketball in the state? Any that stick out to you?
Like high school.
High school wise?
I like Zachary, cool. Newman, cool. Liberty is here and there, yeah.
Liberty's coming up. They got some good players.
That's really like our top competition this year.
Okay, Liberty. Okay.
Liberty, Zachary, Newman, Catholic up there too.
How's your game different than Javante Smart, on the local star from Scotlandville?
I feel like he more of like a shooter. Like he can get to his spots. He get to his spots quick. He's sharp, but as a shooting wise, he could shoot the ball very good. And I feel like I get to the rim a lot. Like I could shoot, but most of the time I'm getting to that rim, trying to.
LSU needs a point guard too. So you never know. They might come back and recruit you. You got your senior year to play.
Yes, sir.
And do you have a favorite LSU player ever, since you're a local kid?
As of right now, my favorite player on LSU is probably Jalen Cook.
Walker High School.
Yes, sir.
You know what's crazy? He started at LSU. Then he goes to Tulane, and he lights it up.
Yes, sir.
And now he's back at LSU.
Right.
So now hopefully he's cleared for the season, which you would think he would be cleared with all this NIL and everything else that's going on. But Josh, good luck to you, man.
Appreciate you.
Wherever you go to college, whether it's Southern, Tulane, you never know. It might be a big D1 school pop in your senior year, seeing some of those dunks. And
yes, sir.
is there a game that sticks out before we go in your career? Is there one that you like, man, I was on fire that night?
Probably last year's Zachary game. I did
you were just feeling it
that game. Yes, sir.
You said when you feel it, you just know.
Yes, sir. I feel like I just stand to the hype. I stand up to the hype a lot, and I feel like that was just one of our most hype games, and I stood up to it, and I just played my game, and I feel like I ended it with a bang.
Does the crowd noise pump you up?
Oh yes, sir. The crowd noise
get you going.
Crazy, like especially Zachary game. That's what I'm saying. Like
Very
Zachary game, it was crazy.
Packed, huh?
Yes, sir.
Good luck to you, Josh.
Appreciate you.
Josh Smith, class of 224, Madison Prep point guard, 6'2", sleeper. Like I said, at one time, #1 player in the state. And look, his senior season, he might go back to #1 in the state. He's one of the top 10 players in Louisiana in basketball. Josh Smith. When we come back, we're going to interview some coaches, and we'll see if we can get the basketball coach or the football coach, either one, joining us when we come back.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
Welcome back. Hope you're enjoying the show. You got to meet all the football players at Madison Prep. There's a lot of them, but that's 2 today that we were able to interview. And then 1 basketball player who's a great point guard. And we're going to start off with the head basketball coach at Madison Prep. When the school started out, like a lot of schools, you don't play district. But what's incredible, Madison Prep, 12 years in a row, has made the Final 12 in basketball. 12 years in a row. And going back to the start of the school, Coach, that's almost every year.
Almost 12 consecutive
Jeff Jones.
years. Yep.
Jeffrey Jones.
Yep. Nice
Good to meet you, Coach.
Likewise. Yep, 12 consecutive years making it to the top 28. So it's been awesome.
8 state championships.
8 state championships.
2 runner-ups.
2 runner-ups.
10 state championship games.
Appearance, yep.
Out of the 13 years in school here.
Yes, sir.
Coach, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, I've been blessed.
Now, Jarrell Martin, yeah, they don't come around like that every day, 6'9".
No, I'm still looking for another Jarrell Martin right now. Yeah.
7 foot in length.
Yeah.
Brandon Sampson was a pretty good one.
A pretty good one.
You had a few here
We had
so
a few.
far.
We had, Kobe Julian, Josh Anderson, Josh LeBlanc, quite a few.
LeBlanc went to Georgetown first and then LSU.
Yeah, Georgetown, LSU, and I think UAB. Kobe's at UL, did a phenomenal job. They're doing a phenomenal job. They went to the NCAA tournament last year at 19 against Tennessee. Let's see, and who's the other? Josh Anderson had a great career at Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of where college basketball is today, Coach?
College basketball, college sports period today is now it's changed a lot. You know, coaches used to come in and we're looking for younger kids, wanting to groom kids. College sports is kind of taking on the way society is. Everybody kind of wants some right now, quick fixes. So a lot of these high school kids, they're blessed to get offers, you know, if they can get in at all, because college coaches want older kids, more physically developed and mentally ready.
And you're seeing a lot of coaches paying the price for that. Going to the portal, guys don't start, then they leave them, and then they don't have any depth. You go to the high school kid, you can build with him.
You can build with him. Might take a little longer to win, though.
Polished is, you know what's crazy, Coach? And I talk to this all the time with my friends and people that have been in coaching, retired, coaching now. Why does a college coach expect an 18-year-old to be polished?
Because I guess their job depends on it, you know.
But there are very few of those guys.
There are very, very few.
For every LeBron James, there's a guy that needs 2 years to gain weight.
Yeah.
For every Burrow, there's 90% of those quarterbacks, they need a year or two to learn the system and gain weight. And it's always like your body and your mind getting more mature, right?
And even with, like you said, a Burrow, you know, Burrow didn't light it up at Ohio State. You know, that's how Burrow ended up here.
Right,
You know, it's a process that a lot of people aren't willing to wait and go through.
And a lot of quarterbacks go in the portal and they stay in the portal. Coach, the game of basketball in Louisiana high school basketball, I've seen it go up to the top. I've seen it go to the middle. I've seen it where people don't even cover it anymore. I love basketball. I wasn't tall, obviously, but growing up, I played every day. I had a goal outside, and I was always a neighborhood guy. I played football, ran track. I still regret not at least trying basketball in high school. But where are we right now in basketball, with high school basketball in Louisiana, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think right now we have some quality kids in this state. A lot of kids I feel like they don't get the notoriety because our state doesn't really emphasize it very much. Several kids throughout the state go and play in different AAU and club teams, you know, in the summer and springtime, and garner a lot of attention.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it is. But we have some guys. But it's not really at the level that, you know, you would expect with the kind of athletes. I mean, you look at what we have doing the football side. We have a lot of pros that come out of this area in football. You know, you have those same similar type athletes in basketball, but it's just not really covered or emphasized.
And there's a strong tradition of players coming out of Louisiana. I mean, when you look at Joe Dumars, Natchitoches Central, Ethan Martin, Lee High School, you look at, you know, Lester Earl was Player of the Year when he came out. You look at John Hot Rod Williams was Player of the Year in the country when he came out of Santa Ma. Fess Irvin, came out. I mean, Brandon Livingston. You know, your guy Jarrell Martin, high NFL NBA pick. You look at the old school guys, Carl Malone, you know, Calvin Nat. I mean, there's a lot of tradition. Robert Parrish, Woodlawn and Shreveport. It's incredible. But that's why I'm here today to interview you, because I want to promote basketball with football. It deserves the promoting. You've done a phenomenal job. We're going to come back with more of Jeffrey Jones, the head basketball coach, Madison Prep. I'm going to ask him about a little NBA, see if he keeps up for this coming year, and also talking about college, LSU and Southern, what he thinks they're doing right now with basketball. coaches don't stay anywhere long anymore in any college right now, even basketball. McNeese, you got Will Wade at McNeese now. We'll be right back.
Supreme Chevrolet. Expect more from Supreme Automotive Group and Gonzalez.
Welcome back, Lee Burkeen. We're at Madison Prep High School in their gym. We've shown the banners if you're watching the show of all the state championships. Football has 1 state championship. Basketball's got 8, just in boys. And girls, how many do the girls have?
2.
2 state championships.
2. Yep.
So we got 11 state championships just in 3 sports here at Madison Prep.
We got 2 in track.
2 in track, 13 total. Not bad, Coach.
Yeah, well, not bad.
Getting back to college basketball, what do you think? Where are we with college basketball in Louisiana? LSU's got McMahon. He's trying to turn it around.
Trying to turn around.
With everything with Will Wade now at McNeese. Coach at UL does a pretty good job. Tulane, you got a kid at Tulane, Percy Daniels.
Yep, Percy Daniels.
6'9".
Yep, we had Christian Thompson there in I think he finished in 2020, 2021. Christian Thompson went there.
Nichols State's competitive. McNeese, Southern,
Southern, yep.
Grambling.
Graham's been doing well. Southern's new coach, Kevin Johnson, was a longtime assistant at UL Lafayette and at Tulane. So, he's trying to kind of bring a little magic back to Southern, trying to bring stability. That's the biggest thing I've seen at Southern, just a lot of turnover, so he's trying to bring some stability back there.
They've got some great tradition. I mean, Avery Johnson was a heck of a player, obviously coach too. Bobby Fields wasn't bad also.
No, not at all.
What do you think of LSU and McMahon, Coach?
You know what? I think they're trying to do probably one of the most obvious things, which is trying to upgrade the talent. He's trying to bring in some guys that can play. This year, I know he brought back a couple local guys, Jalen Cook, Jordan Wright, and Carlos Stewart.
Yeah.
So bring back some local guys, but just trying to upgrade the talent there. But ultimately, you got to win.
Yeah.
And a lot's going to be measured. The Will Wade, that year's over with now. So now people are going to have some expectations of Coach McMahon. He's going to have to deliver.
Those 2 kids played at Dunham, back in the day.
Yep.
I want to mention this too, that you and Landry Williams, who's going to be coming up, the head football coach here, were teammates and at Glen Oaks on the basketball team.
Yep.
Isn't that's you showed me the picture. I hope we can show it on the show, but teammates at Glen Oaks. And before we go, who's your favorite NBA basketball team?
The Los Angeles Lakers.
And you go way back with them.
Go way back. The Magic Johnson days, Michael Thompson, all the back, James Worthy. Yep.
I'm a big Lakers fan too. And then Shaq ended up joining them, and the late Kobe Bryant, and now LeBron James. But I go back, I was a big fan of James Worthy. I thought he could rebound and shoot as good as any power forward, huh, Coach?
Average 20 and 10 almost every year.
North Carolina. That team was incredible. People forget that Worthy and Jordan were teammates at UNC, and Daugherty. 3 first-round picks out of their 5. That was a heck of a team.
84, I think.
84.
Yep, 84.
You got a team that sticks out to you, Coach, college-wise, besides speaking of college teams, before we go?
Probably my all-time favorite college team. Always been Syracuse. I always liked Coach Boeheim.
Okay.
Just how long he stayed in the game, how he was able to, continually put good teams out there. And I like this 2-3 matchup zone.
And I'm a big fan of UCLA outside of LSU. I just love watching Pac-12. I like the UCLA coach from the Indiana, state of Indiana. But why do they always come out of Indiana, a lot of them guys?
Man, Indiana,
basketball.
Indiana, Kentucky are kind of 2 of those basketball purist states. Those 2 states, out of all the high school teams, they only reward 1 state champion.
Cronin, right?
Yeah, Mick
Coach,
Cronin.
Nick Cronin.
Mick Cronin, yep.
Coach, good to meet you. Good
Likewise.
to talk to you.
Likewise.
We got to promote basketball more. We're going to do a lot of that this year. We're going to go around the state. Coach, you'll love that. We're going to go all over Louisiana talking basketball. When we come back, we're going to have your buddy join us, Landry Williams, the head football coach at Madison Prep, who's also a Glen Oaks graduate. And, Coach, what year did you get out of Glen Oaks?
91.
91.
Yep.
We'll be right back.
Total Car Care, tire shop and automotive repair in Baton Rouge.
Welcome back. Lee Burkeen with the Sports Scouting Report podcast. We're at Madison Prep. You're able to meet Jeffrey Jones. Jeff Jones, head basketball coach at Madison Prep. Now, Landry Williams is the head football coach. And just to tell you a little bit about Landry before we start talking to him, I remember watching him at Glen Oaks back in the day. I remember sitting in Memorial Stadium, and they played Neville. back in the day. And Eric Randall was a quarterback. He was a receiver. Gabe Northern was a defensive end linebacker. Gabe goes to LSU. Hosman Northern, Gabe's brother, went to Southern with Landry. And also Eric followed Landry to Southern, and they were a tag team there at Southern as a quarterback receiver. And now Landry's the head football coach at Madison Prep and doing a great job. Landry, thank you.
Hey,
man.
how you doing?
Yeah, it looks like Michigan too. It looked like Michigan. They in the news lately, but how you doing?
I'm fine. I'm great.
Always nice to us. Always.
Oh, no doubt.
You know, going back to we're kind of in the same era of playing ball.
Yeah.
I went to Central, and Glen Oaks was an opponent every year. I didn't want to play Glen Oaks. Y'all had some talent.
Yeah, we was dangerous.
I mean, Capital had a lot of talent.
Oh, yeah.
Coach Bates.
Oh yeah, it wasn't lack of talent anywhere around the area.
Yeah, it was, and the rosters were 100, 110 guys.
Yeah.
How competitive was the basketball team with you and Coach Jones at Glen Oaks back in the day with Harvey, Coach Harvey?
It was always competitive. You know, Glen Oaks was a rival pretty much of everybody. Baker, Catholic High, Ostroma. Everywhere we went, it was a rival. It was a hard-fought game through and through. So definitely some great memories there. Learned some valuable lessons through Coach Adger and some of the things that me and Coach Jones still do to this day. Just was a blessing to be a part of that program, and Nolan Gill and all those guys back in the day. Coach Roach. Coach Frank Pitts was also one of my receiver coaches. It was a great time.
Now you're at Madison Prep, one of the top programs in Baton Rouge, and y'all having a good year. I mean, y'all play top non-district teams every year.
Always.
And then playoff time, it heats up again, and I know in about 2 or 3 weeks that'll happen. What you think of your team this year? Every team's different, huh, Coach?
Every team is different, and every team has its growing pains. But you have the the preseason, and now you have your season. But now you get ready for that postseason where it all has to come together at that point. And we have some guys there that stepped up. We lost some guys in injuries. Even before the season actually started. But we was able to, move guys around, shuffle people in, and able to make some plays and get some wins out of there.
School's got a state championship. Coach Roach did a great job, and then Malcolm, his son. I'm real happy for his son.
Oh, no doubt.
Because I remember
playing in the hometowns.
Man, and I remember when he was only 250, 260 when he played here. Now he's 310, 315 playing D tackle for the Saints.
Yeah.
And having a great career, huh, Coach?
No doubt.
I mean, this is what, 7, 8 years in the league?
No, not that deep. I think he's maybe 3 or 4 years.
Seems longer. But he went to Texas.
Went to Texas, had a great career in Texas, and came out. I remember because Coach Roach was on our coaching staff in high school, so I remember he used to bring us him and Malcolm and Mike to the practice from time to time. So they were little kids when I actually met him.
Speaking of guys that played for you or played here, Major Burns has improved at LSU.
No doubt.
It's good to see him get that pick six at Missouri. Wiggins is coming on. He's going to be a great DN at LSU.
No doubt.
He had that injury in San Antonio where he got hit by that car.
Yes, he did on the
People
back.
forgot that he's been recovering, right?
Yeah.
Where is he? You've talked to him?
Oh, yeah. I text those guys, really, I text all my guys, former players, every morning, just kind of like morning motivation, just checking on them just to make sure they're fine. But he's definitely a hard worker, somebody that's, that's undeniable in talent. And he has the work ethic. So I'm looking for great things for him, just like I've been for the rest of the guys, the alumni that went on to play college ball.
Chris at UL, your quarterback?
Yeah, Zion Chris having a great start at ULL. I think his first season starting. I went down there last week. David Jones at Grambling, he's playing well. Tyrell Raby, Middle Tennessee, he had 2 interceptions in this season so far. Joel at University of Memphis.
I watched Joel the other day.
It's great, yeah. So it's great, able to, on Saturdays, I don't have to leave home sometimes. I just can just game after game after game after game.
You know what's amazing, though, Coach? People don't realize this, but Tyrell Ragby, Joel Williams, and Major Burns all in the same secondary for you.
Yeah.
Now, who had a better secondary for college football?
Hey, it was called DBU. It was called DBU for a while. Yes.
And then David Jones.
David was right behind him.
So all 4 of them.
Yeah.
And there's all four starting in college, not just on the team.
They start. But those guys were so humble. They listen, they pay attention to detail. You can push them, you can chew on them, and the results was going to be there. You can coach them real hard. And it's amazing. That's the first thing, one of the things that a coach asks when they come on campus, like they want to know their grades and character. Then they want to know, can I chew on him? And he still can stay solid.
And effort, high effort.
That's right, and the effort.
Coach, when we come back, I want to talk about your current team.
Okay.
We interviewed Lewis, we interviewed your DN, Prophet, but we want to mention some other guys.
Okay.
We'll be right back with more with Landry Williams, the head football coach at Madison Prep. We'll be right back.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Scouting Report podcast. Be sure to hit the free subscribe button to help us grow. We're happy to be at Madison Prep in their gym. You look behind us, great logo. I love the San Diego Chargers. You know, a little lightning bolt. I love that. I was a Chargers fan growing up with Dan Fouts and Wes Chandler, Grambling great.
Yeah.
Love the colors. And then we're showing off the gym during the show. Coach doesn't see that now, but we're going to show the banners off. Coach, speaking of your team, we interviewed Jonathan Prophet, good-looking defensive end for you. Played nose guard for you.
Yeah.
Doesn't complain. Smart kid.
Great kid.
Your running back, Lewis, great kid.
Good football player.
Powerful kid for his size.
No doubt.
Can run. You got some other guys. Talk about your linemen. We'll start with the big guys that nobody talks about.
Well, one of them was Henry Bell. He was 6'6", 315. Week 3, I think. Week 4,
got
fractured fibula. Okay. He was out for the season. But, man, what a great kid. Works hard. Just started to find himself. 3.8 GPA. Just a great kid, but it was just a tough.
Yeah.
You know, injuries is a part of the game no matter, what you think.
Recruiters know he's still there to sign.
He's still there ready to sign. But he's real solid. We have Darnell and Cardinale, the twins. I think they're about 6'3", 305, 310.
Okay.
Those guys here, they started off as freshmen this year. They're just sophomores, but, man, they learning to get at it. Just going through the process of playing football, I still have them playing JV, learning to play the game, getting those reps because, there's things that you can't simulate throughout the season and during the game. So having those guys willing to play JV, to learn, to get better, they didn't think that I made it since I played in varsity. They understand that it's still some things that I got to get better at.
You know what I like about Coach Williams, and I noticed this on film. You would appreciate this, Coach. And I can tell because it rubs off when he played receiver DB at Glen Oaks. All his receivers play DB. All his DBs play receiver. And if you don't hit, I notice you don't get to catch.
Oh, yeah. That's it.
If you don't block, I notice you bring guys in.
That's right.
And I love that.
I mean, that's a part of it. You can't be one-dimensional. I've been to NFL camps. They're going to ask you, what can you do? If you can't, only thing you can do is run routes.
Right.
I may need you to run special teams.
You don't throw a post every play.
Exactly. So it's just important that that you real diverse in the game, and you can speak the language and you can play on both sides of the ball. It really helps you.
But you can tell it toughens up your receivers.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to just sit there and let the guy run by him, and they're going to block for their running back.
We're aggressive. We're going to be aggressive, and we're offensive, so we got to be doing something that's going to be offensive.
And I noticed you find the small lineman on the team, and you make him a fullback.
Somewhere, but the thing is, it's evaluation throughout.
Utilize.
And their bodies change throughout.
Yeah.
Some kids in 9th grade, they come in at one size, and then they become their senior year. They're a total different, massive of a man at that point in time. So you're like, man, what happened over the time?
We were talking off there about realistic people not being as realistic today.
Right.
A lot of parents, a lot of the kids, they all want to be polished as a freshman in high school. That ain't going to happen.
It don't work.
Maybe 3 out of 28,000.
Yeah. But it's tough. It's tough odds.
Even if you're 6'6", 300, you're still 14. You're 14.
Right.
And I remember when Peyton Manning played for Newman, Coach, I went to a game, and I'll never make this mistake again. He was a sophomore, 15 years old. And I said, man, he's got a long way to go. Well, I should have said, he's a sophomore.
That's right.
And from then on, I looked at a sophomore and said, potential sophomore. And then obviously Hall of Famer.
Right.
But you're not going to look like a Hall of Famer
until 10th grade.
Until you go through college.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. It's a process, and that's why I'm not too quick to judge. I'm not too quick, because I know in the long run, this kid can turn out to be somebody that's totally different.
Yeah.
By the time he reaches his senior year.
Right.
And if you depending on a sophomore to win a state championship for you, then your program's in trouble already.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Especially in this district.
That's right. That's right.
What do you think of Baton Rouge football, Landry? When you played, every public school was stout.
Right.
Now it's like private and public. It's a mix.
It's a mix.
When we were growing up, it was all public almost.
Well, everybody pretty much stayed in their neighborhood school.
Right.
Everybody pretty much stayed in their neighborhood school, but throughout things that happen throughout the district and throughout the area, people have choices now to go to whatever school they feel they seem fit. So it's definitely it's a difference.
Catholic High is strong now.
Always.
They were strong when we were playing, but not way back. And then even McKinley's strong this year.
Yeah, they're coming along.
Which shout out to McKinley football coaches.
No doubt.
Southern Lab's still strong. They might win it in 1A.
No doubt. I'm picking them to win it.
Dutchtown's got a good team locally.
Yeah, they shook back.
Who's impressed you with your tough schedule? Who's impressed you as a coach?
I think Southern Lab, to me, I was really impressed with them. Asbury does a great job every year with them, and those guys, they don't quit. They fight to the end. During the summer, we have time to do some 7-on-7 and some one-on-one lineman drills against each other, and I just like it. We iron sharpens iron. We believe in that.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that we hold dear to our hearts, and and we go out and we have those 7-on-7 moments, and you let that, man, when you get ready to put these pads on, it's definitely going to be a team that you got to watch out for.
And don't count out Zachary again.
You know what that is. It's a powerhouse.
Yeah, I was there last Friday. I'm like, wait a minute.
Nah, they just reloading.
It's reloading. Their quarterback, all he has to do is just run the offense.
That's it.
They don't even have to throw the ball if they don't need to throw the ball.
It's the structure there. Coach Brew does a great job, just keeping everybody in check, keeping the discipline there. You treat ninth graders like ninth graders, JV players and JV players. You have to wait your turn there. And so by the time you get to your senior year, you're hungry, you're starving, and you know exactly what to do because you had good role models in front of you to set the tone, to set the culture pretty much of what's expected, what the expectation is.
Santa Ma's having a good year, Walker's having a good year, and don't count out East Ascension.
Yeah,
they're always
some tough breaks, but they're going to fight you.
They're going to fight you, and they got size and speed. You want to do a shout out, Coach? Anybody that you want to thank?
Oh man, just my coaching staff that does a great job. Coach Sutton, the rest of the guys, Clark, Blunt, all those guys does a great job day in and day out. Coach T, those guys make sure that each and every time we take the field that we're going to have quality product out there. And I say Coach Spears, he's CECP coach, but he's locked in like no other, like he's on campus each and every day. Those guys help set the tone for our program, and can't say Ms. Welch, she set the culture for the school, and Coach Jones, athletic director, he to make sure everything flows that it needs to flow. We keep that competitive edge throughout the state. Everybody want to know that. We want everybody to know that we want the state. We want the teams to be reckoned with. Yeah. There's no easy wins here. Anything you get, you're going to earn it. And it's just a great place to be. It's competitive culture and academically all the way down to the athletics. And it's just a beautiful thing and beautiful campus to be on.
And you know what impresses me most? When Coach said, I call my players every day.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Because they y'all have that bond.
You want them to lock in.
Just because you're finished here doesn't mean, hey, we're
the family. We're family.
Yeah, right.
Once a Charger, always a Charger, and I just want to make sure our guys are, being productive, on the field as well as off the field. And I tell my guys, you got a short window to be a football player, but you got the rest of your life to be a man and, to be able to take care of your family. So it's one of the things that we do. It's real endearment. I love those guys. And just seeing them play on Saturday is just amazing. Keeps you busy trying to flipping the channels.
Right,
And then
right.
you trying to fly and catch games
Right.
and drive to catch games and even try to bring players to see, hey, this is the standard. This is what
Right,
it's all
right,
about.
right.
You know.
And Coach has got players all over the country, him and Coach Jones. I want to thank him for letting me be here in their gym. They actually they ran off a couple of classes that are not in the gym. I guess they're doing PE outside. I appreciate that.
No doubt.
But appreciate you, Landry.
Hey, it's always a pleasure, man.
Landry Williams does a great job here at Madison Prep, cares about the kids. Don't count them out this year, too, for a state championship in basketball and football. Hope you enjoyed the show. Thank all our sponsors, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching the Sports Scouting Report with Lieber King.